Let's get ready to rev it up. We are back at the Auto Outlet of PA, 1515 Bristol Pike, right here in the heart of Bensalem. No need to adjust your TV. We've got Steve, Just Do the Deal, with us. Steve?
Just do the deal, Philly.
And guess who else is back with us today? Yeah, Jimmy the Boxer. Boxer, you still knocking out the competition?
There's only one person knocking out the competition, and I'm here.
Now, I got to tell you, Steve, we've got you, and we've got Jimmy the Boxer, and we've got a great big sale between now and the close of business Saturday. We've got all the ingredients to have a big program today and a really big sale. So the question I have for you, Steve, not to put you on the spot, what's up the sleeves?
Well, here's what we're going to do. First of all, folks, anybody out there that's ever been to a casino and has played some cards, you got to know that a four-of-a-kind beats a pair any day of the week, except when it's Steve Just Do the Deal and Jimmy the Boxer. That pair will beat any full house, any four-of-a-kind, straight flush to get the deal done. So let's start off by letting you know this is what we're going to do. We're going to double the down payment this month, and it's going to be huge. But what I would do is make sure you get in by this Saturday, because the selection's higher than it ever has been. And so you got to get in this Saturday and get in now. And for everybody out there, Jimmy, explain to us, when we say double the down, we've done it a lot of times. What are you thinking?
Listen, it's easy to explain. If you got $1,000 down, you pull $1,000 out of your pocket, we're gonna make $1,000. That's $2,000 down.
Two G's.
$2,000 down. If you bring $2,000, now you got $4,000 down.
Whoa!
4,000.
Well, what happens if I put 25?
Oh, you got $5,000 down, Craig. That's $5,000 down on your new car.
Do we stop there?
Up to $4,000 on your end. I'll put another $4,000. That gives you $8,000. So imagine this: car's $20,000. What are you financing? $12,000.
Oh!
And let me tell you, how does that benefit us? People say all the time, when you walk into a dealership, your credit may be a little light, okay? We don't care here. You may owe more on your trade than what everybody's telling you. I don't care. But what this helps you with, if you just put down, say, $2,000, I put up $2,000, that's $4,000. When we send that deal off to any bank in the planet, they're going to look at the down payment and say, okay, now we've got the deal looking to the point where the bank now says we've got enough money down to cover the taxes, this, that, and everything else, and now it helps you get the deal done a lot easier. We don't have the banks telling us. Every time you walk into a dealership, what do they say first thing out of their mouth? I want $4,000 or $5,000 down. That's not a problem here, because I'm putting up the other half.
Jimmy, what do you think of that deal? I mean, that's pretty special. This is a special program today. If you're just joining us, we're just warming up. It's special times here at the Auto Outlet of PA.
That's what you call just do the deal, all right? That's what you, Jay, when you just do the deal.
Well, that's what it really calls knocking out the competition, Jimmy.
Right. Listen, if it's the competition or if we're knocking out the banks, either way, we're not stopping until we get a deal. So, and Greg, there's something, I mean, we have something even better than, we have trade amnesty. I mean,
wow.
Trade amnesty, listen, that goes a long way. If you got a car that you're driving right now and you're sick of it, you got stuffed in the car, the payments are high, it's a buy here, pay here, we got trade amnesty. If you owe $20,000 on it and it's worth $10,000, we ain't stopping until we get you out of it.
Steve, when it comes to the trade amnesty, is there a deal you're afraid of?
There's not a deal that Jimmy and I'd be afraid of anywhere on this planet. And I know, listen, there's a lot of people who live in Philly, and there's a lot of you folks that go down and go to these lots, and you're looking to buy a car, and they got some car with $102,000. They're asking you for $4,000 down, and you're saying to yourself, that's not the car that I really want. If you're going to make a payment for $400, $500, $300, whatever that number is, why not make it on a car that you really, really want? Majority of the cars we sell here, one owner. Clean Carfaxes, good merchandise. Jimmy and I know where to buy cars. We know how to get them at the cheapest price. We don't buy them locally. If we have to go across the country, we'll find some place that has the car and has it for the cheapest price to give it to the consumer with the best quality. In trade amnesty, imagine, folks, people have come in here and owed $30,000 on their car.
$30,000?
It's worth $15,000.
That's trouble. That's trouble. That's trouble.
We pay off the car no matter what you owe. I'm telling you, bring the car to us. I need trades. I'll pay more than anybody in the city.
Ladies and gentlemen, Trade Amnesty is in full gear. It's going on now through the close of business Saturday. And don't forget, just announced, in addition to the Trade Amnesty, we are doubling your down payment dollar for dollar up to
$8,000.
Say it again.
That's $8,000. $8,000. Don't miss out. You're not going to want to miss out. And we got Trade Amnesty. Get out of the car you don't want and get the car you want.
Now, Steve, I got to tell you, no matter where folks are, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, the Lehigh Valley, the Auto Outlet of PA is easy to find, and especially easy to find when Steve's reaching into his pocket and doubling your down payment dollar for dollar up to $8,000. What does that mean? Put down $1,000, it's $2. Put down $2, it becomes $4. Put down $4, it becomes up to $8,000. Steve, we're easy to find here at the Auto Outlet of PA, aren't we? Right here.
Listen, we're a half hour from Trenton, 30 minutes from Camden. Atlantic City, probably about 45 minutes. Delaware, 42 minutes. Anywhere within the area. We're 10 minutes up the road from Philadelphia. I'm in Bensalem. I'm at 1515 Bristol Pike. I'm right here. I'm telling you, come on over. This is the deal of the century. We're just getting started again, Jimmy and I. We're back in Philadelphia, and we're making it happen. Yeah, baby, let's go.
We're knocking out the competition.
Come to me before the end of business on Saturday, and I'm going to double your down payment.
Up to
$8,000. $8,000.
Credit Amnesty.
Trade Amnesty.
No matter where in town that you've been rejected, you know at the Auto Outlet of PA, you're accepted.
Jimmy the Boxer says we're knocking out the competition.
Philly, you know me. All I do is buy cars, I sell cars, and I just do the deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is exciting times going on now through the close of business Saturday. Now, Boxer, as we look around, one of the ways that you're able, you and Steve together, to knock out the competition and just do the deal is a selection of vehicles. And as we look around right now, Steve and Jimmy, big time inventory here at the Auto Outlet of PA, especially when we're doubling your down payment and getting you out of your trade with Trade Amnesty.
Well, Trade Amnesty is huge, Greg. Don't forget the Trade Amnesty. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people out there driving cars they don't want, or when you bought the car, you settled for it. Don't settle. Come get the car you want. Selection-wise, we got sedans, we got SUVs, minivans, we got third-row SUVs, we got luxury cars. You want an Infiniti Q50, you want a Maxima, whatever you want, we probably got it. And if I don't got it, I got it in one of my other inventories. So come see us. No matter the car, you need a family van, whatever the case, Greg, come see us. We got you.
And don't forget, too, ladies and gentlemen, we're doubling your down payment dollar for dollar up to
$8,000.
I love the way Jimmy says that. Don't you, Steve?
Let me do it. $8,000, $8,000, $8,000, and we'll pay off your trade no matter what you owe.
Now, in addition to those two things, Trade Amnesty has a sister, and that sister is known as Credit Amnesty. Credit Amnesty. Now, I got to tell you, Steve.
Big sister.
That's the big sister.
The big sister.
That's the big boy.
That's the big boy right there.
Now, listen, there's a lot of folks that are out there right now that maybe are currently in a buy here, pay here car because they had no other choice. Maybe they've been up and down the strip. Maybe they've been here, there, everywhere, and they keep hearing, no, I can't help you. No way. Nobody's going to finance you. But then they come on down to the Auto Outlet of PA, 1515 Bristol Pike right here in the heart of Bensalem.
Say it a little louder, Greg. That's 1515 Bristol Pike right here in the heart of Bensalem. Too easy to get to. Delaware, make sure you take the ride down 95 and get off on Woodhaven. It's an easy drive. And let's face it, Delaware, there's nowhere to get cars.
But come here. Yeah.
Don't go to no buy here, pay here because they love Delaware. Come here, get a real car with a real finance company.
So, Steve, those people that are in those credit situations, how easy is it to come here and at the Auto Outlet and get down the road with Credit Amnesty?
Well, watch this. I just had this 3 days ago. Saturday, lady came in from Delaware, said to me she was in a buyer payer situation in Philly somewhere, right not far from here. I said, all right. She had called and got a payoff on the way down. They told her she owed, say, $10,500 on her car. I looked on her credit report, it didn't show the car. So she's been making payments to somebody for 24 to 30 months. She got no credit for every payment being made exactly on time.
Ugh.
Okay? When I called, the payoff turned to $14,500 when I told him I was a dealer. So this is what you want to deal with? So we ended up getting her back on the phone. He didn't know she was sitting next to me. She said, "Are you Joe Mean? You texted me this number." We finally settled on paying it off. The car was worth $1,000, $800. I said, "Ma'am, what do we do?" Well, where does that fall?
That's trouble.
That's trouble. So we took out of our top desk drawer,
Hey.
all right, we took out trade amnesty,
Hey.
which means I told you I'd pay off your car no matter what you owe. She couldn't thank me enough, and she established no credit from when she had to go to buy a repair, which the guy told her when she bought the car, "Oh, you're getting credit for this." She got nothing. So I ended up taking all her pay stubs, I took all her receipts, and I was able to talk to the bank that we had gotten for her. I showed him everything that she made, how it was made on time. I showed all the bank statements of when the check came out, and it was exact dates of when it was due. And he said to me, "That's good enough for me. Help that lady get a car." We put her in a car. She was paying $586 a month for a car worth $1,000. I got her in a $25,000 car for exactly the same payment.
Wow, and it was with a real bank.
It was with a real bank. Car had 19,000 miles, not 119, and she couldn't thank me enough.
Now, Steve, I got to ask you, situations like that, is that day in and day out right here at the Auto Outlet of PA?
Well, again, Jimmy and I have been in Philadelphia a long time. Jimmy and I hooked up back in 2012 to 13 in that range. We had a place called Gordon Chevrolet. We were right on Roosevelt Boulevard. You probably remember the guy who just does the deal. And we did it for years. We sold together over there between the outlet lot and Chevrolet over 18,000 cars in 6 to 7 years. You can say what you want, but that's a lot of cars. And think about this. We were coming out of the big recession. In 2007, 8, 9, and 10, we opened that store in 12. People's credit was destroyed. And we had an 82% success ratio with Jimmy and I working together, hand in hand, arm in arm, strategizing on how to get these people out of cars and put them in other cars and get past that recession. And we helped a lot of people go from the 400s to the 650s and the 700 credit scores that I still have today. 9 and 10 years later, that I still got people coming back to see me to buy cars. I just recently sold my Nissan store, and I kept the auto outlet for a reason. I'm closer to Philadelphia, and I'm closer to where I want to be. This is the heart of where it all happens, in this general area of people buying cars. You come here, I still have the same success ratio of over 80% of everybody that walks through this door, I can get you a car. Nobody's 100% on anything. If they tell you that, they're crazy. Don't believe them, run. I'm 80%, I can get you new financing on another car of your dreams. We can put as little money down as you want to. If you don't have $2,000, you don't have $3,000, you have $300. Is that what you got? Then you come in and you see me, sit down with me, I'll sit with you personally, and with the $300, we'll figure out a way, somehow, to get you in another car. I promise you that. And by the way, with that $300 you put down, I'll match it with the $300, like I said. You'll now have $600 down. Yeah, baby, let's go.
We're knocking out the competition.
Come to me before the end of business on Saturday, and I'm going to double your down payment.
Up to
$8,000, $8,000, $8,000.
Credit amnesty.
Trade amnesty.
No matter where in town that you've been rejected, you know at the Auto Outlet of PA, you're accepted.
Jimmy the Boxer says we're knocking out the competition.
Philly, you know me. All I do is buy cars, I sell cars, and I just do the deal.
So during this event, we are going to double your down payment dollar for dollar up to
$8,000.
Now here's the game. If I put down $1,000 during this event, whether I come in at the start of it or if I get here through the close of business Saturday, if I put down $1,000, how much are you going to match it with?
Listen, if you put down $1,000, I'm going to give you $1,000. Now you got $2,000. If you put down $2,000, you got $4,000. If you put down $4,000, you got $8,000. $8,000 down on your car. So if your car is $20,000, you're buying it for $12,000.
Now, I got to tell you, you've worked a lot of deals with Steve. You worked with him for a long time. Why in the world would Steve reach into his pocket and do up to $8,000? I mean, that's putting your money where your mouth is.
Pretty simple, Greg. We want to sell more cars than everybody. Anybody. We want to. When I say knock out the competition, I'm knocking out the competition. So we're going to go, and he's going to do whatever he's got to do to make sure the Auto Outlet of PA sells as many cars as we can sell. And listen, stop going to buy here, pay here's. Stop going to the trailers on Frankfurt Ave. Stop going to those type of dealerships. All they're going to do is run your credit multiple times, show you a car that has high mileage or doesn't run, it's a clunker, it's a junker, and then you're going to have to come trade it into me. So don't do that. Come to the Auto Outlet of PA, 1515 Bristol Pike. We got trade amnesty, and we're matching down payments, Greg.
And not to mention credit amnesty.
It's credit amnesty, and listen, if you're a 450 credit score, we got an option for you. Come see us. We don't care. If you've been thrown out of those dealerships on the boulevard, come see us. We got nice cars, all newer models, all newer years, low mileage, warranties available. There's no reason not to.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, I got to tell you this. If you get down here between now and the close of business Saturday, obviously, we're going to double your down payment dollar for dollar up to
$8,000, $8,000, $8,000.
In addition to that, Steve, we've got credit amnesty.
No, credit, and then trade amnesty. And we've got trade amnesty, and we've got credit amnesty, the sister, and that would be the big sister. So you've got it all here at the Auto Outlet of Pennsylvania. We are located 1515 Bristol Pike. We're right off 95, exit Woodhaven. Come right down to first exit is Bristol Pike. Look straight ahead, and what you're going to see is the Auto Outlet of PA, which is where you're going to make your dreams come true, and you're going to get an automobiles for the spring. Do you want to go to vacation in that 100-and-something thousand mile car that doesn't run, that's all banged up, 4-ball tires, you picked it up at a used car lot, or do you want to drive out of here with something that you can ride around in and be proud? And people say, oh my God, how did you get that car? Where did you get that? Your credit. How did you get that much car? Go see Steve and Jimmy the Boxer at Auto Outlet of PA, and I promise you I will make your dreams come true.
Now, Steve, one of the things that you're known for, and you do a great job of, and people know it throughout the Delaware Valley, is you have great relationships with the banks. You have tremendous relationships with the reps of the banks.
Yes.
And one thing you're not afraid to do, and Jimmy knows this too, is you're not afraid to pick up that phone and talk to the bankers. Am I right about that?
I'll pick up the phone. I'll talk to a bank. I'll talk to a representative. Jimmy is one of probably the best that I've seen in my 48 years of selling cars since 1973, of picking up the phone himself and talking to a bank and making the deal make sense. Nobody bullies anybody into anything. The bank wants to lend the money. That's the first thing. We know that.
That's how they get paid.
But we have to make sense. So we have to do the interview. We have to sit with you, the client. We can't just say, oh, you want to be at $350 a month? Oh, you're going to give me $500. Let me call it in. And like Jimmy says, they shotgun it every bank, and then you get to me, and they've already called it into every bank. Every bank has said no, and now I'm trying to get a yes. It wasn't thought of perfectly. You've got to sit and do the interview with you, the client. You're going to have some bumps. We need to know what happened with those bumps. What was the cause of those bumps? And legitimately with COVID, a lot of people were out of work. A lot of people missed payments. That's a great reason why. But I need to hear that so I can tell the bank representative, here's why Mr. and Mrs. Jones had a tough time for this. They were out of work for 8 months. They're back to work and everything's back on track. All right, and they made up the payments. Don't hold it against them.
Now, Jimmy, speaking of the banks, and Steve said you have such a great relationship with the banks, what happens when Mr. Banker gets a phone call from Steve or gets a call from you and says, okay, John Doe has got $3,000 to put down, and John Doe has $3,000 because he put $1,500 down, and Steve put $1,500 down. What does that do with some skin in the game when you call Mr. Banker and you say, hey, they've got $3,000 down, they've got $4,000 down, they got $5,000 down, or they got $8,000 down? What happens in that case, Jimmy?
I think the banker would say, just do the deal, because that sounds like a good deal. So either way, we're going to pick up the phone, we're going to work through the problems, we're going to help you sort through your problems and help you find the car that you can afford, that actually you can afford and will work for the bank. If you have good credit, we're full spectrum. So if you got good credit, we can get you a 2.9% interest rate through the credit union. So that's super easy. If you got medium credit, we can get you a 10% rate through any of our top banks. So wherever your credit lands, is we are going to fight to get you the best rate. We're not going to just take the first rate and say, here, this is what you got. No, we're going to shop and make sure that we get you the best rate out there.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
We're knocking out the competition.
Come to me before the end of business on Saturday, and I'm going to double your down payment.
Up to
$8,000, $8,000, $8,000.
Credit Amnesty.
Trade Amnesty.
No matter where in town that you've been rejected, you know at the Auto Outlet of PA, you're accepted.
Jimmy the Boxer says we're knocking out the competition.
Philly, you know me. All I do is buy cars, I sell cars, and I just do the deal.
Now through the close of business Saturday, number one, Jimmy the Boxer and Steve are going to double your down payment, dollar for dollar, up to $8,000. You say, well, how in the world does that work? Well, Steve, let's talk about how in the world that works. Doubling your down payment, dollar for dollar, up to $8,000. So I come into the dealership and I reach in my pocket and I put down $500, okay? What does Steve do?
I put down $500.
I reach in my pocket and I put down $1,000. What does Steve do?
I put down $1,000.
Okay. $2,000 I put down.
I put down $2,000.
I put down $2,500. What does Steve do?
Down $2,500.
So we're up to $5,000, right?
To $5,000.
And you're not scared yet.
I'm not scared yet.
All right. So I reach in my pocket. I put down $3,000 between now and the close of business Saturday. What does Steve do?
Now he's getting nervous. But since we said it, we have to honor it. I'm going to put down $3,000.
Okay. Let's turn it up a notch. Yep. $3,500 I come down, I slap it down, and I say, Steve, double my down payment. Double it, double it, double it. What do you say?
I excuse myself. I go to the restroom. I do what I got to do. I come back and say, I'll do the $3,500. I'll match it.
$7,000?
$7,000.
Now, I come down, I reach in my pocket, and I put down $4,000. Steve, what are you doing with that $4,000 that I put down? Are you still going to double it?
I pull out my business card, I give them my cell phone number, and tell them to call me in a couple weeks. No, at the end of the day, I'll put up the $4,000. Now watch, what scenario you didn't come across? Watch this. How about if a bank only looking for, you put down $3,000. That's all the bank wanted.
Okay.
And I still got to match it with $3,000.
That's $6,000.
That's $6,000. How about the bank don't need the other $3,000?
What happens with that other $3,000?
How about the other $3,000? If you wanted to, I can say, here's the extra $3,000 that I owe you.
Whoa!
You can take that, do what you want with it. Take your wife out to dinner, take your wife to the Bahamas.
Cash on the dash.
Cash on the dash, go to the Bahamas, do whatever you want to do. But if the bank only requires $3,000 and I still owe you $3,000, I still owe it to you. I can take it off the price of the car. I can give it to you in cash. I can give it to you whatever way you want it, denominate crypto, I guess they got today now, okay? Any way that you want it, so you can still do that with it.
Wow, that's a pretty good. So that not only means you're going to get the deal, but you're going to have a great night tonight because Steve's going to just do the deal.
I'm going to just do the deal up until this Saturday night.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if that weren't enough, during this event between now and the close of business Saturday, yes, we're doubling your down payment. Yes, Steve is here doing the deal. And yes, Jimmy the Boxer is here. He's also knocking out the competition. And Jimmy, we've got trade and credit amnesty both going on. Now, I got to tell you, credit amnesty is always a good thing. It helps so many people, whether they're here in Pennsylvania, they're in New Jersey, they're in Delaware, they're in the Lehigh Valley, they're in Northeast Philadelphia, our good friends in the great Northeast. It helps so many folks, that credit amnesty.
100%, Greg. If you had a repo, a slow pay, a no pay, a bankruptcy, a divorce, it doesn't matter. You could be late on the credit cards. You could have had a couple repos over the years. I mean, things happen. People, fall into bad places. Like he said, with the pandemic and everything being on, so the main thing with the credit amnesty is to get you out of your trade and make sure that you not only that, but somebody gives you a chance.
Now, Steve, when it comes to trade amnesty, folks come in all the time. I know you talk about it. They have tougher situations. Maybe they have their $5,000 upside down, $10,000, $15,000. Is there a situation that you are afraid to look at here, or folks should avoid coming in because they're in that criteria?
I'm never afraid of any situation as long as the consumer has reasonable expectations themselves. We can sit down together before we do anything, all right? We look at the whole situation. I can then advise you on what I think might happen. And that still doesn't mean that I won't take a shot and do it the way you want me to. But I will tell you that if your qualifications where you make X amount qualify for, say, a $450 payment, but you're looking at a car you really love and you want to have that car and it's a $650 payment, I'm going to do what you want me to do, but I've got to be able to advise you on what I think might get done. And that's all you're asking for. Anytime I've been selling cars for all these years, all people want is look them in the eye, be honest. Just tell them what is going on. Don't try the old shim-sham on the flim-flam and all this other stuff that people do around here. Just look them in the eye and say, listen, this is what I can do, and I'm going to do the best I can to get you approved. I got an 80-something% approval rate for a reason. I talk to the customer, I talk to the banks the same way I'm talking to you. We make reason of the deal. Keep in mind, these banks borrow that money to lend it back out. If they're not lending it back out, they're paying interest on that money. And when they pay interest, they may be paying 4% themselves or 3%. Who knows? I don't know what deal they worked. But it's $500 million that they borrowed to lend back out. It's $700 million. Let that sit in their checkbook at that interest rate for any length of time that they can't lend it out. They want to lend it. They want us to give them the reasons to make them feel good to buy the deal. Yeah, baby, let's go.
We're knocking out the competition.
Come to me before the end of business on Saturday, and I'm going to double your down payment.
Up to
$8,000, $8,000, $8,000.
Credit Amnesty.
Trade Amnesty.
No matter where in town that you've been rejected, you know at the Auto Outlet of PA, you're accepted.
Jimmy the Boxer says we're knocking out the competition.
Philly, you know me. All I do is buy cars, I sell cars, and I just do the deal.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are doing the deal, and if you're just joining us, we're just about out of time, but let's run through it one more time. Steve, if they come in here Thursday, if they come in here Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday, oh yeah, we're going to double your down payment dollar for dollar up to
$8,000. 4,000 becomes 8,000. 3,000 becomes 6. 2 comes 4. 1 becomes 2.
And Steve, is it as easy as you make it seem?
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Come on in, but you can't get this deal sitting where you're sitting right now. You have to get off the couch, you have to start your car, and come down and listen to what we've got to say. And I got an 80-something% success rate that you'll be driving home in the car that you want. And keep in mind, I'm going to do the best I can to get to the payment that's comfortable for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to that, if you've credit's had some problems and you're buried in your trade, you're upside down, Jimmy, what are you guys cooking up for this weekend for those people?
We got trade amnesty, and Greg, it's simple. If you owe too much on your car, you're sick of the car, you've been everywhere, you can't get out of it, come to us. Let us get you out of it. Let's get you in the car that fits your family, that your family needs, that you want to drive, that you feel good driving. When you drive your car, you should feel good driving it. Don't settle.
And what if your credit's a little shaky?
I mean, that's what we do. We're not stopping until we get an approval. I mean, if you've had a repo, a slow pay, a no pay, a bankruptcy, a divorce, it doesn't matter.
It's credit amnesty, it's trade amnesty, and it's doubling your down payment. If you need a vehicle, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, the Lehigh Valley, Northeast Philly, South Philly, and every place in between, even the Jersey Shore, come on down to the Auto Outlet of PA, 1515 Bristol Pike, right here in the heart of Bensalem. When you see Steve, he's going to say,
just do the deal. And I do want to take these last few seconds to say this. The one thing that I do know, that these three men standing up here, what they do feel, Jimmy and myself have lived and died by it. Your credit does not define who you are as a person. Do not let that credit score get in the way of you making a good decision on buying a car, and there's our people out here that will help you. There's 3 of us or 2 of us that work the deals here that will tell you that. We'll do what we can to help you. You come on down, we're getting you out of that car, and your credit score does not define who you are, the person. Let us help you. Come on down, and at the end of it all, from our family to yours, may God bless.